Last year at the Star Trek Las Vegas convention, Nana and Rene did a dramatic reading of a DS9 scene for us. It was such a treat getting to see Rene at his craft as an actor. I could hardly believe it when I heard he had passed. It made me so sad. I feel really lucky that I got to see him at conventions, and I will really miss his presence there.
Odo is such an important character to me. He gives this great feeling of safety, even if you're all alone and far away from your home. I remember hearing Rene speak at a panel, and he addressed Odo as being an asexual character. That really resonated with me. And when I finally had the chance to meet him several years later, I told him this, and he thanked me for sharing that piece of my life with him. He was thanking me for something that he gave me, some representation that I needed to find my way in the world. Odo's relationship with Kira gives me hope for a warm, affectionate future with a strong friendship at its center. He showed me that anyone can be successful if they do the right thing. And of course, Rene himself was also known for his generosity and charity work, and I know that all of us miss him dearly.
Hi, I'm Kaylia, and this is my Odo paint bucket. Rene was the first star that I met at the very first convention that I ever attended. I went to the 2014 convention in Boston, and I had no idea that you could bring objects and ask the stars to sign them, but when I saw that Odo was there, I knew I had to get his signature. So I ran all the way back to the theater that I worked at and grabbed this empty paint can out of the paint shop. And as soon as I got up to his table, he exclaimed, "It's my bucket!" And he started looking for the right Sharpie, because it couldn't just be any signature. It had to be the perfect signature, because I had gone to the effort to find a bucket. And, we had this great conversation about his background in theater and my work in theater, and it was just the perfect entry into the convention scene for me. And I think that was just really indicative of who Rene was as a person, that he took that time to make one of thousands of interactions he had that weekend special, and to make that signature the perfect signature. And so I just want to say thank you, Rene, and we miss you.
Rene Auberjonois was an absolute mensch. There was one time where I had to watch a video for a class, and it was about Jewish history, and Rene was the narrator for the video. And I was like, I recognize that voice. I know exactly who this is. And I kept trying to write about it in the actual paper that I had to write that Rene Auberjonois was the narrator. My instructor did not care. But I reached out to him on Twitter and said, I just heard this video. It's probably was made in the early 2000s, and you're God. You are the narrator and the voice of God in this thing. And he got back to me, and I was like, my mind was blown. And he's like, when was it? What year was that? I've done so many voiceovers, I don't even remember. And I got back to him with the title, and he was like, yeah, that was me. Thanks for remembering. And after that date, he was just a kind of a background character on DS9, and then he became my absolute favorite character because the person that played him was so great. And I followed him on Instagram, and I don't know how many people did this, but he was an amazing photographer, and he lives a little south of me in a small town called Boonville, where he took pictures of just the general area and then his travels. He was a traveler, and he was an amazing photographer. And we'll all miss him so much. My timeline misses him on Instagram, and we just miss him as a human. And we're thankful to have had him for the time period that we got him.
Hello, I'm Christopher Collins, and I'm going through some of my favorite Odo moments. And one of the lines, Odo's filled with all these short, brief lines of dialogue that are banter between Quark that are just priceless. One of my favorite ones is actually an emissary, and it's this one.
At first, I didn't think I was going to like him.
And I just love that line from about Cisco, and I thought that was kind of a unique line. And he's just filled with all these brief, short, little segments of lines. And I think one of the best things about Odo is not these long, huge, drawn-out scenes, but it's these short, brief moments of banter and stuff like that that are just priceless. You don't need these huge lines to make a big moment, and that was kind of unique about Odo. And I love the episode about usual business as well, where Odo, he's just about to snag Quark, and just before he does, he gets told, oh, we get to leave him alone. I'm like, what? Wait, I just about to caught him, and now I can't even do it. So I just thought it was hilarious.
Hi, I'm Tamia from the Sci-Fi Sisters, and I just wanted to send out a tribute to Rene Auberjonois. I loved you when I first met you on Benson, and I was a preteen, and it was some formative years, and then I heard your voice again on DS9, and it was more gravelly in Odo, and it was like coming home, hearing that voice again. So I just want to thank you so much for the tenderness and vulnerability with which you played Odo, and the love that you gave on that show. It was really evident, and it touched all of us. We're going to miss you.
Hi, this is Sabrina from the Sci-Fi Sisters, and I first came across Rene during the 1970 film MASH, when he played Father Mulcahy. And also noticed that there were two other Star Trekkers in this, Sally Kellerman and John Shuck. But it was Benson that I really decided to really love him. But of course, as our undominable Chief of Security, Odo, that's where he won my heart. Rene, you will be missed.
Hi, I'm Fran Taylor, also of the Sci-Fi Sisters. I love the fact that Rene played the part of Odo to the hilt. And my favorite episode and moment was when they had the Romulan stand down, and he was so steadfast and supportive of Kira, this woman he had loved from afar at first, and then he got to her, and he was right there. He was willing to die with her. He was steadfast in his support. We all need somebody in our life that's steadfast with their support. Thank you so much, Rene. You will be missed. Thank you.